This is a screenshot from where I caught Gary lying about the sun. The glare and the reflection and the actual size of the sun, or what Gary called it, just an artifact. So I did the same with my phone, iPhone SE. And that's the glare, that's the reflection, and that's the actual size of the sun. I don't have a solar filter, but I do have some solar eclipse glasses. And I just got some cardboard around it to shade around the lens. And I did this. Now the phone is doing this automatically. You cannot set the shutter speed or aperture. So just do as it wants to get the proper exposure. So this is the actual size of the sun, and it's still glary. And this is to show that point around there. That's the size of the sun. That's no artifact. That's just how it works. Here. Just a quick crash course on aperture, because that's somewhat relevant to this topic. The aperture is the opening in the lens that lets the light into the camera, and it's a fraction, so a smaller opening is a larger number, and a wider opening is a smaller number. You can compare it to the faucet. When you open the tap to fill a glass of water, the more you open it, the faster it takes to fill that glass. So when you have a fully open aperture, you have a shorter shutter speed and a narrower depth of field. When you close it down, you have a longer shutter speed and a wider depth of field, but that also leads to more glare. So I put my phone down and picked my camera up with a 10mm lens. Then I opened the aperture up to 3.5. Then I got a shutter speed of 1/3200th of a second. And this is the aperture closed down to f/22, and I got a 80th of a second. There's quite a difference there. And then I shot it through those solar eclipse glasses, and I got this. So that's the actual size of the sun, as you can see in the reflection here. To show you how that works in Photoshop, I can take this sun and paste it over here. You can see that matches the size of that glare, that reflection there. That's the same size. And that is right about here. So that's the actual size of that sun inside that glare. I can do this again with that reflection here. That's the actual size of the sun. This is 70mm with an aperture of 5 and an 8,000th of a second. And then with the f/22 and 400th of a second. And that's through the solar eclipse glasses. You can see here it is quite a bit harder to see the actual size of that sun. But there it is. And this is the 400mm. Just to make stuff clear, never look at the sun, especially not through a lens, magnifying lens. You will hurt your eyes. So this one I shot just by looking at the screen at the back of the camera. This is the f7.1 and this is f29. That's a big difference. But then again, that's no big difference between this one and the solar eclipse glasses. Now it's actually just about the same size. Can you read what it says on the bulb right here? No, because it's too bright. So by just closing the aperture step by step, the text on this bulb gets more and more clear. That's the same you do with the glare on the sun. Just make it darker. Philips 15 watts, 230 volts. This one is actually quite better, but yeah, there's nothing magic to it. I will have a video on sunsets pretty soon with a great guest appearance, but I just want to show you this because of the glare. See the hillside here, the ridge line, and the sun coming on my side of that ridge. That's just glare, nothing else. The sun is not on my side. So this is pure and simple glare. So before posting any pictures or videos claiming that the sun is bigger than it is, use a solar filter.